Okay, we are back again with another second edition of our web design training, and today we are focusing on planning. Yesterday we looked at what web design is. We looked at the differences. We tried even to code a bit, the backbone of a website, that is HTML. We looked at CSS, and now we need to plan, to learn how to plan for a website. And with me today, I'm your facilitator, Engineer Busiku Kapikanya, and my colleague, who happens to be my young brother, Madula Ngoma, he's an engineer as well, took part in putting up ideas together so that they might be simple and straightforward to understand. This video is meant not to last for more than 20 minutes. So now we want to look at how we can plan for a website. And now we move on. Let us dive into our discussion. If you would want this module, you can be able to download it from the link below, or preferably you can join the WhatsApp group, which is very free. It is placed in the description below, and learning keeps on going for us. As long as you would want to keep on with the journey of becoming a web designer up to that level, then you are free to get into our WhatsApp group. Now, we all know very well to say a well-designed website lays a foundation for a seamless user experience and effective digital presence. So, proper planning ensures that your website aligns with the business goals and engages the targeted audience. At the same time, it offers a smooth navigation experience. So if your website is planned very well, all these components that I've mentioned, business goals, engaging audience, will be smooth run to navigate it. So now, this module which we are looking at is providing a step-by-step approach to define your website's purpose, structure its layout, and selecting design elements such as color and typography. Let's dive into the first discussion that we are going to have today. And this discussion is defining a website purpose and the targeted audience. So now, there are certain steps that you need to follow in order for you to define the website's purpose and the audience you are targeting. Number one, you need to clarify your goals. As a web designer, you need to clarify your goals. Define whether your website is for business, is for personal use, branding, e-commerce, blogging, or it's just a profile. You need to clarify your goals so that people, as they bump into your website, they should know to say, the reason why I'm here is because of ABCD. Thereafter, you need to determine the primary function of it. Is it for sales or just making people aware of what you are dealing with? Or is it just for mere share information? A mere for sharing information? You need to check it out. You need to make sure that you determine what is its function. That's clarifying your goals. Lastly, but not the least, for this particular module is to list key features needed to fulfill your objectives. In as much as you are doing anything, be it in life, you always need to have objectives. Each and every morning when you wake up, you know to say, my objective today is ABCD. So now, you need to look at the features that you're putting across. These features should fit to fulfill your objectives. So whatever features that you're going to add, they should meet your objective at the end of the day. Number two, you need to identify your targeted audience. What audience are you targeting? Make a brief research about your demographic area where you are. Look at the coverage which your website is going to cover. Look at the age group, look at the gender, look at the location, profession, and interest of where you are taking that website. Understand user pain points and how your website addresses them. You know, there are so many things that we need to focus when we are targeting or when you're identifying the audience. But there's one factor that I like most, which is defining user behavior. How will my users, my users that I would want to be using this website, are they going to be using mostly the mobile phones? Are they going to use desktop? Are they going to use browsing different patterns? You need to know. You need to make sure that you know the users that you are targeting to. Then next thing, third one, conduct competitor analysis. This is very important, although people get discouraged of conducting competitor analysis. You need to identify leading competitors in your niche, and you need to make sure that once you identify them, analyze their strengths and weaknesses. The way we hammer our competitor is by working on the competitor's weaknesses and improve them, build them to be your strengths. Then people will flock to your what? To your business. People will flock to your business. So all in all, you need to try and find opportunities to differentiate your website from your competitor's website. The last step, but not the least, is to define the key performance indicators. KPIs are very much important. You know, you need to look at your website. How will be my conversion rate? How will be my bounce rate? How will be my page load speed? All these are key performance indicators. You need to make sure that your page load speed should be high. You need to make sure that your engagement metrics are perfect. Establish a measurable goal to track success. Don't just put up a website and forget about it without defining your key performance indicators. That is a sheer waste of time if you do such things. Now, when you look at it, this now brings us forward to creating a wireframe. You know, when you're creating a wireframe and your website's layout, it depends from the previous reading. When you define your purpose and the audience you are targeting, even your wireframe will stand out perfect. So now, what are the steps you need to follow in creating a wireframe? You know, you need to choose a best wireframing model, a best wireframing method that you are going to use for your website design. Number one, are you going to pick a low fidelity wireframe? And when you talk about a low fidelity wireframe, these are wireframes that are drawn from sketches using simple basic shapes to put up a layout. That is a low fidelity, using your freehand drawing. Here is an example that I can be able to display on my screen. This is how it looks like, made from pencil, something like that. Then the other wireframe, which is regarded to be a high fidelity wireframe. A high fidelity wireframe is drawn or is made using different digital tools. Digital wireframing tools like Figma, we've got Adobe XD or Sketch to come up with that wireframe. It depends with what you yourself are comfortable with. But with our setup, as we are looking at developing a website using our smartphone, we need to make sure that we put up a wireframe. Since most of you maybe might not have a PC, might not have, you can easily download these applications even on Android. So this is an example of a wireframe done on using a digital tool. Here it is. This is how it looks. Okay, this component, we have clothing details, we have deals, description text, shopping, shop clothing, shop deals, etc., etc. This is just a simple example of a wireframe. So now, after you do the wireframing, you need now to define the key website pages that you are going to have. In my example, I had given about 5 different pages for my website. I'll need to have a home page where I'll need to state clearly, I need to plainly work out my navigation. The headline, the buttons are supposed to be well built or designed. I need to create an about page where it will create the brand story, the mission, the team introduction. I look at my team. I've got an engineer on the other side. I've got an IT specialist. I've got the person who's doing the graphics and other things. I'll need to put all that brief stories, all that team introduction, all that mission for my company. I'll need to put up services and products. I'll need to bring up a page that will showcase what I'm offering with their details nicely described. Then I'll have also a contacts page. A contacts page will have different things varying to what I need. A location, it would have social media links, it will have inquiry forms, which people can easily contact me or contact my company as they encounter certain things on my page. When they look at my page, they look at the website, okay, this is and this and this, and they want to find out more. They get to the contacts page and move in to my inbox. Remember, there's so many ways that you can use in order to make your users interact with you. This time around, you can be able to add WhatsApp on your website. So the other thing, the last one, it's a blog or portfolio, if it is applicable on that particular website, which this one will highlight expertise and the content. Then you are good to go. You define the pages nicely. You don't need to say, okay, this page I'll have Kabrangeti, this page I'll have this page I'll have that. All in all, what we are interested in is to make things clear to the people, make things pull the audience, make things easier, such that the issue of visitors will be a lot. The flow, the traffic of visitors will be so much high. When you're done defining the website pages, you need to plan issues to do with navigation and user flow. Ensure that this which you are creating should be easy to access. The menus that you put up, they should be easily accessed. So once these are easily accessible, you will know to say that when someone visits the page, you have no problems to start consulting from another person, say, how do I move this? How do I do that? If you have a website where people keep on asking you to say, where do I go here? Just know that that's a problem. You need to change it. Core system analysis guys, they analyze your website, and after that, they give you a picture of how your website should be. The other one is you need to structure the pages to minimize friction and guide visitors smoothly. Include breadcrumbs and a search feature for usability. You know, search features, they might seem to be useless and other things, but you know, they are very much important because they make the work of the users easier and faster. Once you are done with the planning and the user flow, you are now free to put up a layout with content placement. A layout with content placement. So now, how is this done? You need to position your headers, the images, the text blocks, and also a call to action buttons. These buttons are supposed to be put in place. You need to lay them out nicely. Say, I will have this button here, I'll have this button there, which will be performing this function. Describe them so that even if someone who wants to build, we want to help you build up that particular website, can be able not to have challenges. Very important. Very, very much important. The other thing is you need to optimize your sites for different screen sizes, mobile responsiveness, and maintain white space for clean and readable designs. And once this whole thing is done, it dives us now deep into choosing a color scheme and typography for your particular website. You know, colors, fonts, they invite the users. If the font will be so pathetic to a level where a user is struggling to read out the font, my dear, you have challenges bringing your customers on board. Number one step to follow when you're choosing your color, select a color palette. Use tools like Adobe Color, Coolors, Canva, and many others to do what? To check out color coding. Choose primary and secondary colors to align with the branding. If the branding itself is blue, you need to pick blue. If the branding itself is red, you need to pick red to correlate, to correspond with what the company is using. Ensure accessibility by testing color contrast ratios. This time around, you can use AI to check out your contrast. You can use different tools to check out your contrast nicely. Your contrast should be okay, should not make people's eyes irritate. It should be very perfect. If you in your eyes as you are coding, as you are developing, it's irritating, don't expect the person, the end user, to have a good life as you'll be reading whatsoever is in your website. Define font styles, very important. For me, I'll tell you to go for Google Fonts or Adobe Fonts for web safe typography. You know, typography is one important factor because it helps us read through quickly or have challenges, because shaping of words is always a challenge to the sense of a human being. So you choose the primary font for headings. They should be bold, modern, and impactful. Select body text font like that, as simple, readable, professional. And also you need to maintain the hierarchy. If the heading is having this type of a font, the second heading should be different. The body text, the buttons should be very distinct. The font you are using should be on point. It should not disturb other people. Very important, very much important aspect. Very, very, very much important aspect. The other one, consider branding and user experience. Once you are working on your website, especially with colors and typography, ensure there is consistency across all pages. If you are using Times New Roman on home page, these other pages, it should continue just like that. Don't change. You need to match the typography with the brand's personality and test readability across different devices and resolutions. Very much important too. In conclusion, I will say today, by completing this particular module which we have today, you will have a well-defined website strategy, a structured wireframe, and a visual style guide. These foundational elements will streamline the development process and enhance user engagement and contribute to the website success. The success of the website depends on the plan. Planning. Failure to plan is planning to fail. So let us all get fully engaged in our development. As we develop, as we make our work, as we do our programming, our website should be on point. Our planning should be best in order for us to find good programmers, good designers for our project. God bless you. Don't forget to like, follow our Facebook page, follow and share this particular video with others as we keep on updating you each and every day with a new video. Stay blessed, and if you would wish to support this particular sharing, ensure that you can drop down a cup of tea down in the message or text below. You will find the link or a number that you can appreciate me. At this time, I'll say bye-bye. God bless you.